Greetings and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team review. Today I'm reviewing the Farstalker Kinband Kill Team for Kill Team from Into the Dark. Before we get into things, thanks goes to Games Workshop for providing these to review for free. As always, I aim to be honest, impartial and constructively critical. And also, please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of the Kill Team and everything as a whole. Do you like them, dislike them? And if you want, I've got a Discord you can check out in the episode description below for free, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. But let's get on with the review. So for the narrative, the Farstalker Kinband are a group of Kroot venturing around space, using everything they can to find and live off of, as well as maturing as a group. They hunt the biggest prey, as well as working for the biggest bounties to make sure they survive and grow as a whole, venturing throughout space and either working for their other races, such as the Tau, or working within their own to perform a similar goal. But they're effectively alien pirates in a way, or alien mercenaries are a better example. So for the Kill Team as a whole, they are locked into Recon and Seek and Destroy, which is pretty tough as a combination, but not bad. So you have the Kill Broker, who either has a Kroot rifle and blade, a pulse carbine and blade, or a pulse rifle and blade. Then you have 10 Farstalker Kinband. So you have a bow hunter, cold blood, cut skin, heavy gunner, hound, long sight, pistolier, stalker, tracker, and warrior. And apart from your Kroot hound, who you can select up to twice, you can only select every other operative once apart from the warrior. You now have an ability called Rogue. So each time a shooting attack is made against you, if you're in cover, you can retain 1 additional dice as a normal save, or retain 1 dice as a crit instead of rolling normally. So expecting something more acrobatic, but at least they're stealthy, which is nice, not bad. Kind of forces you to hug cover, but it's not terrible. For the faction Tac Ops, you have Butcher. So, reveal this the first time any enemy operative is incapacitated. Each time an enemy operative is incapacitated before they're removed, place one of your meat tokens underneath the operative as close as possible to the center of their base. The pickup action can be performed on meat tokens by friendly operatives, even if they are carrying other markers or tokens. At the end of the battle, if the total number of your meat tokens that friendly operatives control is equal to or more than a quarter of the number of enemy operatives selected for deployment, you score 1 VP. And if you control meat tokens that equal to more than half of the number of enemy operatives selected for deployment, you score another VP. So it's basically killing more and then holding points. But you're so strapped for APL, I find this quite tough. It's not bad, probably better against elite teams, but especially against Horde teams, you're actually probably not going to run this. Then you got Balance the Books. Reveal this TAC Op when you score maximum TAC Ops victory points from 1 TAC Op. If you score maximum victory TAC Ops from a TAC Op and no more than half of your operatives have been incapacitated when you do so, you score 1 VP. When you score maximum victory points from another TAC Op and have no more than half of your operatives incapacitated when you do so, you score another VP. So this is a really interesting TAC Op. It requires you maxing your other 2 TAC Ops, but then also not losing more than half of your kill team. This is interesting, but I think if you just did this once, it would have been fine. It's actually quite tough, so I'm not sure. Obviously, you know, they probably were like, oh, if we just did it once, doing recon and like plant signal beacon would be too good, but I find this TAC Op really hard to max out. I don't know, it's you really have to plan for Balance the Books. Then you got Bounty Hunters. Reveal this in the first turning point. If that enemy operative, your opponent selects one of their operatives. If that enemy operative is incapacitated, you score 1 VP and place a bounty token underneath the base. If you perform the confirm hit action, you score 1 VP. So confirm this, or confirm hit. Perform this while within blue of your bounty token and not within engagement range of an enemy operative. You remove your bounty. So effectively, your opponent nominates someone, you kill them, you get 1 VP. And then when you perform the confirm hit action, you get another VP. So it's actually not too bad, but it's kind of a twist on challenge from Seek and Destroy, like a more complex way. But I like Bounty. I think it's the best one out of all the others. So not bad overall. So for your strategic ploys, you have Cutthroat. So for 1 CP, until the end of the turning point, add 1 to the attack characteristics of all your melee weapons for friendly operatives, apart from dogs, to maximum of 4. Yeah, you're a melee team. Spoilers, everyone has 3 attacks basic. Everyone in your kill team apart from the dogs. And if you want 4 attacks to be average, you have to spend a command point for it. So this should either be free, or you should all be 4 attacks base, and you spend 1 CP to be 5 attacks. I think that would have been much better. I frankly find it quite insulting that this kill team has to pay a CP to go to 4 attacks base. Really, especially as they have to pay for it, and the kill team they're paired with has a similar ability, but they can basically do it for free. So you need to pop this when you're planning to assault, but you're probably only going to do it against squishy kill teams with 7 wounds. But it's weird. You need it, but because you need it, you can't really spend it every turn. It's bizarre. Then you've got Farstalker. Immediately change the order up to 3 friendly operatives that are more than blue from enemy operatives. This is actually really cool during the first turning point. So, but you have to do it in the strategic phase. So suddenly they switch to engage. So depending on where they are, they may be in the open. So you have to plan that out carefully. Then you've got Prey. Until the end of the turning point, each time this operative is activated for friendly operatives, you can use this ability. If you do so until the end of the turning point, ranged weapons they are with gain balanced and heavy. So I don't think you're ever going to use Prey. A lot of your guns don't want to be heavy, and balance is not bad. They should just, I don't know, it should have just been balanced or relentless. It's so weird. I don't know. It's not good. Then you've got Bound, which is amazing. For 1 CP, ignore the first distance of white they travel each time they climb, drop, or traverse, and you automatically pass jump tests. So this one is probably what you're going to be popping every turn. It would have been nice if it added 1 black of movement, but overall, really, really good, especially when you're like trying to charge with your dogs. For tactical ploys, you have Mercenary Contract for 1 CP. When you're selecting attack ops when building your attack op decks, instead of adding 1 card to your deck from your selected archetype, you can add 1 from an archetype you did not choose. You must still have a 6-carded deck. So I think it's basically you can add, I think they need to FAQ it, but you can add attack op from, let's say you picked Recon, you could add 1 from Seek and Destroy. I don't think you can add 1 from like security and stuff. Because even though you technically didn't choose like security, you can't pick security. So it's not bad. I don't think if you can select it from any tac op, obviously it's worth the 1 CP, and you don't have to do it more. It's not limited to once per use, but at the moment it's not great. Slip Away. Use this when a friendly operative is activated. Until the end of the activation, you can fall back for 1 AP less to a minimum of 0. Not bad. Then you've got Poach. Use this tactical ploy when a friendly Farstalker Kinband operative is activated. Till the end of that activation, you only need to be within the required range of an objective marker or token to perform mission actions, and the pick-up action associated with that objective marker. You don't need to control it. And in addition, they can do so while within engagement range of enemy operatives. So all of a sudden, you can just move up to a point and pop it if your opponent hasn't. So it's actually pretty useful. Vengeance for the Kinband. Use this when a friendly operative is incapacitated by an enemy operative. Until the end of the battle, each time a friendly operative fights in combat or makes a shooting attack against that enemy operative, you can reroll any or all of your attack dice in shooting or combat. You cannot use this tactical ploy in the battle again until the enemy operative is incapacitated. So if you want to kill someone, you just go, you've killed one of my mooks, now I get full rerolls on you. Pretty good, but you have to remember you can't keep doing it until the one you've done on is dead. It's not bad. So for your operatives, you have the Kill Broker, which is your leader, who has 9 wounds and a 5-up save. Interestingly here, the Pulse Carbine is 4/4. So 4 damage, 4 crit damage. Is this a sign Pathfinders are going to get nerfed? Who knows? It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? But you always go with the Pulse Rifle and the Blade, because the Pulse Rifle, while we do hit on 4s instead of 3s, it's 4/5 damage, and the Blade is 3 attacks, hitting on 2s, 3/4. So you have Call the Kill. Once in each strategy phase, when it's your turn to use a strategic ploy or pass, you can select 1 enemy operative visible to this operative instead. Until the end of the turning point, each time a friendly operative performs a fight or shooting attack against enemy operative, before rolling your attack dice, you can retain 1 of your attack dice as a hit without rolling. Pretty good, not bad. And then you've got the Photon Grenade ability. Select 1 enemy operative visible and roll 1d6, subtracting 1 from the result as follows. if you're not within line of sight, and if the operative is more than red from this operative. On a 2-up until the end of the turning point, subtract white from the enemy operative's movement, and it cannot perform dash actions. This operative can only perform this action once, and only if it's equipped with a pulse carbine, and cannot perform this action while within engagement range of an enemy operative. So while the carbine is nice, and this ability is good, if it wasn't limited to once per game, I would say take the carbine, just take the pulse rifle. Otherwise, Call the Killer's not bad. Although, not really good on Into the Dark, which is a shame. Then you've got the Bow Hunter, who is amazing. So it's your standard Kroot profile of 8 wounds, 5-up save. So you have an accelerator bow with 3 different arrows. The fused arrow is 4 dice, hit on 4s, 4-5, AP1. Glide arrow, which is 4s, 4s, 3-4 silent. Then the Voltaic arrow, which is 3/2 damage with splash 2. Then you got a blade. Then you've got energize. Until the end of the activation, all profiles on the bow gain the lethal 5-up special rule, but you cannot perform this while engagement range. I actually really like the bow. It's a shame it hit on 4s. It would be great if it hit on 3s, but I really like the silent and the fused arrow. The Voltaic arrow is only good when you can energize, but I just find the other two more useful. Then you've got your Cold Blood, who has 9 wounds, has a Kroot rifle and blade, so it has hardy. Each time this fights in combat or a shooting attack is made against it, each time an attack dice would inflict critical damage, you can instead choose for it to inflict normal damage instead, which is pretty good. Then you got well stocked. You get the piercing shot and toxin shot from your equipment, and those weapons can be selected twice for this operative instead of once. So effectively you have 2 of each shot, and it doesn't lock it for anyone else, so it's not bad. Then you've got the Cut Skin, who has 8 wounds as every other Kroot, who has 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 3-4 with balanced and lethal 5-up. He's a vicious duelist, so each time he fights in combat, for each attack dice your opponent discards, the enemy operative suffers 1 mortal wound. So when they discard to strike or parry, they suffer 1 damage. And Savage Assault, you can perform a free fight action with this operative. After completing that action's fight, if this operative or the target has not been incapacitated, you can fight in combat again using the same weapon again. It's fine, but he is so fragile with 8 wounds, hitting on 3s, only doing 3-4. If he was 5 attacks, or he could go to 5 attacks, oh, he would be so much better. At the moment, he's just okay. Then you have the Heavy Gunner, who can have the Dvorgite Skinner or the Londaxi Tribalist. But the Dvorgite Skinner is 6 dice, hitting on 2s, 2/3, range red, AP2, Clumbersome and Torrent. Then the other one is, well, the Londaxi Tribalist. Londaxi Tribalist is 5 dice, hitting on 4s, 4-4, AP1 and Clumbersome with Rending. So Clumbersome is you cannot move more than 3 white in an activation which you perform a shoot action. But you always go the Skinner, you know, it's an AP2 flamer with 3 damage on a crit. It's amazing. Like, always take that. The Triblast hits on 4s. If it hit on 3s, I would go, actually, I wouldn't mind taking it. But no. You just go on the Dvorgite Skinner. Then you've got your Kroot Hounds, who are still 4 white movement. So they charge 5 white. GA2 now, which is nice. 7 wounds, 5-up save. Ripping Fangs are 4 dice, hitting on 3s, 3-4 with Rending. So it's a beast. You cannot perform mission actions and cannot be given equipment. Bad Tempered. Each time an enemy operative performs a fight action, if this operative is a valid target, you can select this operative as the target instead. And each time an enemy operative finishes a charge action within engagement range of one of your operatives within blue of this operative, if this operative is not within engagement range of the enemy operative, you can perform a free charge action and finish with move within engagement range of that operative. So basically you always charge you can switch to fight the dog. Then it has Gather. For 1 AP, perform a free dash action, fall back or normal move. And at any point during that move, you can perform a pick-up action for free, and any remaining of increments of movement can be used after. So you can do, like on some missions, move, mid-move, pick up, and then keep moving. Really, really useful. So at least the dogs, they can pick up stuff, they just can't press buttons. But your Kroot Hounds are really, really useful. Next, you have the Kroot Longsight, who is your sniper. He has the Hunting Rifle, 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 3-3, heavy with mortal wounds 3. He has Longsight for 1 AP. Until the end of the activation, the Kroot Hunting Rifle gains the lethal 5-up and silent special rules. And this operative, when he makes a shooting attack with the Hunting Rifle, enemy operatives are not obscured. So he's pretty good if you can get into position. I just find he's a wholly static piece, and I kind of wish he hit on 2s. He's not bad. It's just heavy is really limited. They should have just given him silent baked in, It's just unfortunate, but he basically takes a turn of south, as all snipers do, but it's not bad. Then you've got your Pistolier, who has dual Kroot pistols with 4 dice, hitting on 4s, 3-4, range red, balanced, lethal 5 up. So his quick draw, once per turning point when this operative is selected as a target of a shooting attack. If this operative is ready, you can interrupt that action and perform a free shoot action with this operative and the dual pistols it's equipped with against the one attacking it. If the enemy operative is not incapacitated, then you finish the shooting attack. Then you've got the Gunslinger Salvo for 1 AP. Perform a free shoot action with this operative with the dual pistols. After that shoot action, you can make another shooting attack with the dual Kroot pistols. And then you cannot perform this operative action if you have a conceal order or while within engagement range, and you cannot perform a charge, fallback, or normal move in the same activation you perform this. If he hit on freeze, which is a common trend, you'll hear me say, if he hit on freeze, he would be amazing. Him hitting on 4s is rough with 3-4, not even AP1 or piercing. It's like, whoa, you think he's threatening, and then you see his profile and you go, yeah, I think I'll take that. If he was only slightly better, he'd be really good. Then you have the Kroot Stalker. He has a scattergun, which is a Kroot shotgun. Oddly, doesn't have a long range profile. And then he can charge while he has concealed. So you have stealth attack for 2 AP. This operative can perform this action if it has conceal order and is within 2 black of a terrain feature, not within engagement range of an enemy operative. Perform a free charge action, but you don't get the extra movement. Perform a free fight action, and in the resolve successful hits, the first time you resolve one of your successful hits, you can resolve a second one immediately. If you had 4 attacks basic, it could be really good. But because you're capped at 3, go into 4, you can't go 4 to 5. And you're 3-4, it's not bad, but like you're great against 7 wound guys, but against anyone more, you're like, oh. Then you've got the Kroot Tracker, who has a Kroot rifle and a bird. So he has Petra. The first time this operative is activated during the battle, place one of your Petra tokens within red horizontally and any distance vertically of this operative. Each time this operative is activated, you can move your token up to red horizontally and up to any distance vertically. If this operative is incapacitated and removed from the kill zone, remove your Petra token. Then you've got 1 AP marked for the hunt. Select one enemy operative until the end of the turning point. While the enemy operative is within red horizontally and any distance vertically of your token is marked until the end of the turning point. Each time a friendly operative is within red horizontally of any distance vertically of your token and makes a shooting attack against that enemy operative marked for the hunt, that enemy operative cannot use light terrain as cover of the shooting attack, and you cannot perform this action while within red of an enemy operative. So you negate light cover, and if they have a conceal order, they're in the open. Very long-winded, but clearly worded to stop confusion. Then you've got from the eye above for 1 AP, select one friendly operative visible and give +1 APL. He's a comms, but he's pretty unique. I actually really like him. He's more limited on Into the Dark because he can't fly through walls, because that's not counted as being within red of him. But he's amazing on open boards, like normal kill team. Really, really good. Then you've got your standard Kroot Warrior, who has a Kroot Rifle or Scattergun and Blade. I prefer the Kroot Rifle and Blade. The Scattergun is okay, but if it was 4-4, I'd probably take it. Otherwise, I would just go Rifle and Blade. Then you've got your equipment. You've got a Quill Grenade, which is 4 dice, hitting on freeze, 2 free damage, blast white, indirect. It's a frag grenade. It's fine. Then you've got Piercing Shot for an operative increase with a Kroot Rifle, pistol, or dual pistols only. And you get this for the battle. Piercing Shot is 4 dice. Ballistic skill is the ballistic skill of the operative. 3-4 AP1 limited, so you can only make 1 shot with it. You could put it on, you could duelist, but not great. Then the Toxin rule shot has the same rule. So it has lethal 5 up, limited, stun, 2-2 damage. It's not bad. I don't think I would take it still. Like the Piercing Shot is more useful. Then you've got Meat for free EP. When this operative is activated, you can do so to eat the meat to regain D3 +1 wounds, because you don't have a medic, but you only have 8 wounds, so I'm not sure this is great. Then you've got Trophy for 4 EP. Once during the battle, when this operative is activated, you can, if you do so, add 1 to this APL. Each turning point, only 1 friendly operative can use this ability. So for 4 equipment points, once per game, you get +1 APL. Not bad. Then you've got the Ritual Blade, which is for your Kill Broker only. which is pretty amazing. It's 3 attacks, hitting on 2s, 4-5 damage. You will always take this, probably because it does go up to 4 dice with the stratagem. But yeah, it's pretty good. Then you've got a Kroot pistol. You can buy a pistol for 1 EP. I guess you can. It's not bad. And then you've got your selection of narrative rules for everything you need to play this kill team narratively. Overall, this kill team is so it's not terrible, but if everything had 4 attack space or hit on 3s, it'd be a lot better. I don't know, this kill team is really weird. I originally thought the Navy would be amazing into the dark and then okay outside of the game, and the Kroot would be amazing outside of Into the Dark and okay into the dark. The Kroot are really weird. They're just... It feels like maybe they were nerfed post-testing? I don't know. They're such a bizarre kill team. The fact they have to spend 1 CP to go to 4 attacks for a 3-4 profile most of the time is pretty bad. If I had my way, all Kroots would be 4 attacks basic, and then you can spend that command point to give everyone 5 attacks. And I'd make it work on the dogs, because even if it didn't work on the dogs, I'd still pay it. Because 3 attacks doing 3-4 damage, only going up to 4 dice? Like, they're really overestimating how good 3-4 damage is on 3 attacks / 4 attacks. It's rough. Like, the gunner is nice. The other thing is, when you're building this kill team, 2 of the operatives have the same body, but what I did is for like the stalker one, I put his arms on a normal Kroot, so you got around that, so you don't need to buy 2 boxes. But otherwise, I don't know. I don't really like this kill team. Like, they look great, and I think they would be okay on an open board. Into the Dark, I think it's the one time where they do evenly on Into the Dark and outside of it. Like, they don't feel like they do better, but they're just such a weird kill team. I don't know, especially as they were designed at the same time as the Imperial Navy breaches. The disparity in power is quite bizarre. It was either like the Kroot got emergency nerfed, or the people who were playtesting the Kroot had no interest in the Kroot and were way more interested in the Imperial Navy breaches. It's like the only thing I can gather, because their power disparity is very confusing, and I don't know. It's like, I think the Kroot will just always auto lose to elite teams. There's only so, like, if they had 12 bodies or 13, I could go, actually, yeah, maybe them swarming guys with 3-4 attacks wouldn't be too bad. At the moment, it's like, no, they have hardly anyone who hits on 2s. Their super flamer is great, and their leader's equipment is great, but it's such a bizarre team. So pros, you've got really nice Kroot models. The kill team is really well balanced and thematic. You have a lot of fun playing them, and get a bird, and you get 2 Kroot hounds. The Kroot hounds are great. Cons, I think they're quite weak as a kill team. I need to play them more. I don't want to say they're terrible, but I feel you're gonna lose a lot with them unless you're consistently playing against 7 wound operatives. They're a bit rough. Yeah, if everyone had +1 attack, or some operatives hit on +1 better, it'd be great. But yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. I really wanted these Kroot to be amazing, so I'm kind of disheartened they're not. But if you want to buy them, you can buy them into the Dark box, which you can buy from Element Games via my affiliate link in the episode description below, which will net you a 20% discount at no additional cost to yourself while helping to support me and the channel. But that's pretty much it for this review. Please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me or do you disagree? What are your thoughts on the Kroot Kinband? Oh, it's rough. But if you want, I've got a Discord. You can check out in the episode description for free, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. So I'm just going to quickly thank my patrons. So for my adepts of the crit, I have Samaru, Sam, Tarun, Kenzie, John Thomas, Dave, Average Joe 27, and Adzik. And then for my veterans of the crit, I have Sam, Joe, and Confucius. So thank you so much for all your support. It really means a lot to me, and it helps support the channel. So that's pretty much it. Once again, I've done reviews for Into the Dark, the annual, both kill teams, all the kill teams, so you can check them all out if you want to watch them individually. But yeah, if you're watching this live and you're somehow in America in Nova, I'm at Nova, come say hi. Woo! If you're not, wish me luck, send me your energy so I can win. But yeah, I'm doing a lot of videos. If you're watching them all, thank you so much. You are the best. I like you so much. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Keep rolling crits, you know, even if you're being stalked in the shadowy depths via avian-like Kroot warriors, there's always a chance you'll survive as long as you can roll a crit.